Hello, happy Sunday. I hope everybody had a wonderful week and thank you so much for being here. If you don't already know, my name is Taylor and every Sunday I will be coming at you with a new video. So today I am going to film this beautiful holiday look with this brand new glitter that I just got, a classic red lip. And yeah, if you guys are interested to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. Okay, now that you guys are zoomed in, we're going to go ahead and prime the eyes. And we're just using this primer right here, which is by Luscious. It's the Angel Eyes Eyeshadow Base and Primer in the shade Nude. So I'm literally just going to squirt it on my eyelids, like I always do. And we're going full glam, so we're using a good amount. And then I like to use a brush that's like a little bit fluffier and just kind of prime the entire lid space up to the brow bone. I like to use a brush first and then sometimes I'll go back in with a sponge too. Even it all out. And take up any excess product if I use a little too much. Don't mind any. I'm going to be using the Haus Labs Glam Room #1 palette, which this is honestly my favorite palette. You'll see me use this a lot. It looks like this. I use these shades a lot. So we're going to be using that today. And then we're also going to be using some of these new glitter pigments that I just got from an indie brand, and I'll show you guys those in a little bit. But starting off, I like to go in with a clean, fluffier brush and take a base shade. So this is just like a basic neutral shade, pretty close to my skin color, and it is called Cake. So I'm just going to take that all over the lid to set it, basically. It's just something I like to do. You don't have to set your lids. Mine like to crease pretty quickly, so I like to just cover my bases and set the lids before I really get into the look. And like I said, this is like a super, you can't even see it really well, huh? It's like a really light, basically the same color as my skin shade. So now I'm just going to take like a fluffier kind of crease brush and I'm going to dip into Cameo, which is this really pretty lighter brown shade. And I'm just gonna put that in the crease. And I'm just literally gonna blend and buff that in. Making sure to like buff it upward without taking more product on the brush, just buffing upward towards the brow. I am gonna soften this all with that first base like neutral shade also, but I just like to use this for a nice transition. This look is actually gonna be pretty simple. You don't have to go crazy to do full glam. You can, sometimes I do, but for this look, I'm kind of just more so trying to show people what you can do with one palette, maybe a little glitter, and then, you know. So we're gonna do the same on the other eye. And this is just a basic Wet n Wild brush. You can get these at Dollar Tree, Walgreens, probably Target, Walmart, anywhere that sells Wet n Wild. But I like to get them at Dollar Tree because they're 99 cents. Sometimes they're a little bit more at like other big box stores, but all right, so now we have our base down. I'm gonna go in with Contort, which is this more deeper brown, and I'm going back into the crease and blending up as well with this. I'm going to go a little higher than my crease just because my eyes are like a little bit hooded. They're not fully, but just enough that I want to take like the darker color a little above where my crease is, because I want it to be able, like I want you to be able to see that. I like this angled brush for this because it gets into the contour of my eye here. I have like an interesting eye shape, so I really need to like get into this corner here. So I need something skinnier. And we're just putting that on top of that first color. Do the other eye. Just like that. And then I'm going to take that first Wet n Wild brush again back into the lighter brown shade and go over the top, like up the above in this area. Basically, I'm going to do this a few times. So I'm going to go back with that lighter brown, blending up. And then we're going to go back to the dark brown, deepen it up a little more, just a little. Just like that. And then now I'm going to take a clean, hopefully clean, same brush as I was using before, dipping back into this super light cake shade, and I'm just gonna soften this entire edge here. Okay, so now that we have a nice blend going on, I'm gonna go right in with the black on the outer corner, and I'm just using this kind of dome-shaped brush, and I'm just going to stamp that in the outer corner just to start. And I'm also going to kind of blend that in a little bit. So we're just getting that general shape that we want, and then we are gonna, you know, continue to add more and more black in. And it's gonna look a little crazy at first, but once you get to blending, it's gonna make a huge difference. Okay, okay, looks a little harsh. We're gonna go back in with that angled brush in that brown shade over the top, and you're just gonna keep layering, blending, making sure it kind of all works together. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a Q-tip and I'm gonna clean up my lid. I like to just use Pond's Cold Cream Cleanser This is one of my favorite things for taking makeup off. This is just the moisturizing deep cleanser, but they also have, I think they have like different types. I like all of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up my lid because I am gonna add glitter to this look. I like these Q-tips because they're pointy. I got these from Ross, actually. I get a lot of stuff from Ross as far as like tools go. And then I'm gonna just, try this. And to save some time, I'm gonna just finish this off camera and I'll be right back with clean lids. Okay, now that the lids are clean, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease with a little bit of concealer. I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. Camo concealer on a concealer brush. And I'm only gonna do it just about halfway. If you don't know that little trick, you just look up and you have it on your lid and it'll kind of show you where to put your crease. I like to go a little bit higher than my natural crease just because I think it just shows better. Like that, and then I'm gonna do the other eye. All right, so both of those creases are cut. Now I'm gonna go in with that base shade again over where I just put that concealer, and I'm just gonna pat that in with a clean brush if I can find one. I'm terrible. I need to clean my brushes. I'm just gonna take this fluffy brush, and we're just kind of setting that, right? Just so that we don't get any more creasing going on. Okay, and now we're gonna go back in with the black. And I'm just gonna kind of go a little bit into this crease area. Just to get that, smoothed out a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with some glitter. You probably see it flying through the air. It is a loose glitter. It is absolutely stunning. This is from Jelliwink Cosmetics. It is a mess, of course. Most loose glitter and things like that are. So I'm just gonna take a Q-tip and I'm gonna apply some glitter glue to my lids. I'm just using the NYX glitter glue glitter primer. Actually, I really like this. It holds glitter on really well and it doesn't stick to your eyelids, and it's not hard to get off, so that's why I really like it. But I'm gonna go ahead and just put that all over that crease area that I cut out. And then once that's all laid down, I am gonna go ahead and tap some glitter on. I'm just gonna use a flat brush. This is, I don't even know what this brand is, but we're gonna dip, pick up a little bit of glitter, and we're just gonna pat it on. It's absolutely stunning. You definitely wanna use some kind of gripping glitter glue, glitter primer of the sort, because you really want that to stick and you don't want to make a huge mess. It is loose, so it's gonna kind of fly everywhere, but just kind of slowly patting that on. This is amazing. Like, oh my gosh. I just got these yesterday, so I was like really itching to use them, and I'm so glad that I did. This is like the perfect holiday glam. You could use this for you know, New Year's Eve, Christmas, any parties. I mean, I know a lot of us really aren't going to parties due to COVID. I would hope that a lot of us aren't going to parties due to COVID, but I know a lot of people are still. But you could also just do this at home, because why not, right? Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye. I'll be right back. I am back. Can we just... It's amazing. This is beautiful. I don't think I've ever used something so finely milled, so like, it's so good. Highly recommend. And it was really inexpensive. So I'm gonna go back in with the black now, and then, you know, we're just gonna do a little bit more blending. And then I'm gonna go back in and take the brown, just because I want this to be nice and deep and blended beautifully. So it's all about the layers. So what we're going to do now is get going on the face. I already did all my skincare before starting this video, but I have been really liking this Touch and Soul Glassy Skin Balm. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on before we get to priming. Just going to scoop some. I like to use a lot. And I'm just going to pat it in. It smells really nice. I think this is another one of those things I got on a BoxyCharm. Because I used that nice loose pigment, I wanted to do my eyes first. For me, it just depends on my mood if I want to do my eyes before my foundation. Most of the time, I do my foundation first. I'm going to be using my favorite foundation of all time, which is the Fenty Beauty foundation. Today I'm going to be using the hydrating one. I use both. I absolutely love both. I started out using the matte one, and then the hydrating one came out. Absolutely love that one as well. It just kind of depends on how my skin's feeling. But I'm going to go ahead with the hydrating one today. So we're going to prime the skin with the hydrating primer. Just a little. I mostly like to prime through my nose, cheeks. I like to use just like a little tiny pea-sized amount. I like this primer because it has like a little bit of a bounce to it, a little bit of a stickiness. And then what I like to do is do my foundation and my concealer at the same time. So I'm going to be using the Juvias Place number 24 concealer, super light, so do not even come for me. And I'm just going to place it here, outer. Now I'm also going to take this Makeup Revolution concealer. This is the shade, the Conceal and Define shade C1, which is a little darker. I'm going to take that in the middle. This is just what I like to do, okay? I don't feel like there's any right way to do it, and it is what it is. So I'm going to let that kind of chill for a minute, and then I'm going to do just a pump of foundation. I have my wet sponge, and I'm going to start blending my foundation first, then my concealer. And the reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, my concealer's a little light. So having a little bit of foundation on the sponge isn't a big deal to me because it blends it better. I'm not a super full coverage kind of girl, unless my skin is like really making me mad. So I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna blend this out. Right back. Blended set and brows are on. I don't want to make this video super long, so I'm trying to cut some things out. If you guys want a video on my brows and how I do them, pretty easy, but I'll go ahead and do that. If you're interested, just let me know. But now I'm going to go ahead with my angled brush again. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to basically repeat what I did on the bottom, not the glitter, of course. But we're going to do this lighter shade, which I kind of like rubbed some product off this. We're going to do the lighter shade first, and I'm going to just buff that into my lower lash line. And then we're going to go into the darker shade. Deepen it up. And then now we're going to take the black and deepen it up even further. This is just like a really tiny brush, but I'm actually only going to take this about halfway. Back with some mascara and lashes, and we are going to go ahead and finish up this face and show you the final look. So if you're curious, these lashes are actually from the Dollar Tree. They are the Ioni Faux Mink lashes. These are the XL Wispy Full Dramatic lashes. They were $1 at Dollar Tree. I've been using these for a while. I just bought a couple more pairs today. I love them. And the fact that they're only $1 is just insane to me. So I am going to go in with a bronzer that I've been using for a while now, and I actually really like it. It's the Makeup Revolution, what is it? Mega Bronzer in a cool. It's a cool toned bronzer. I prefer a cool tone on my skin tone, so I love how huge it is. I feel like it was about $10, and I'm going to use a Luxie tapered highlighter brush, but I like how fluffy and like domey it is, so I'm going to go ahead and use it for my bronzer. Dip in, tap off the excess, and I'm actually going to go up higher to contour, not to bronze up my face. I don't like to go here because I feel like it kind of droops my skin or my face down. Kind of droops my face down, so you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm dipping into that, and I'm just going to go right here, and we're going to blend, blend, blend. Might look harsh at first, but we're going to just blend it around here. And we're going to blend up. We're not going to blend it down and drag our face down. We're going to blend it up. And you can see that I slimmed my face down without putting it here. I feel like when you put it right here in like this typical contouring space, it just kind of drags your face down, makes you look a little jowly. So I like to do it like up here, kind of where my blush is gonna go, and I like to use the blush as more of like a topper. So we're gonna go back on this side, circular motions and upward into that hairline. But you see what that does? I hope you can see at least. Blend up, 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 up. You can take a little at your jawline as well, and up behind your ear to kind of give yourself more sharp of a jaw. You don't want to go too crazy though, because you don't want it to be like super dark and shadowy right there. This is just what I like to do. There's really no right way or wrong way to do your bronzer, to do your blush, your highlight. It's just what I like to do for my face, and something that I've kind of perfected for me. So now I'm going to do blush, and I think what I'm actually going to use is, I'm going to use this Note blush, which is a Luminous Silk Compact Blusher. Desert Rose is the color. It's like a orangey, peachy, and I just think it's really pretty. I think it'll pull this whole look together, so I'm just going to use a blush brush. This is the Moda, I don't know what the number is, doesn't say. So we're going to dip into that, tap off the excess, and I'm going to go in the apple of my cheek right here and kind of over that contour where I just bronzed, so it kind of all blends. Nice. And if you feel like it's a little too harsh, you can go back in with like a fluffier brush and tone it down, which is what I will do, because this blush, I always forget, comes off like super dark, right? So like this looks crazy clowny, right? So I'm going to take a fluffy brush like this, and we're just going to lightly soften. Since this is a like really glammy look, I like a good amount of blush, but it's not for everybody. You can also take whatever setting powder you had, get a tiny bit on your brush, and buff that out as well. I always forget that this bronzer is like, or this blush is like super blushy. Okay. So now that that is on, I'm going to go ahead and highlight. And the highlight that I'm going to use is actually the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics loose highlighter in the shade Extra. I don't know if this is still sold, but it is one of my favorite highlighters. So I'm going to use that. Before I highlight though, I am going to set my face completely because it makes the highlight pop a little bit more. So be right back. I'm going to take a fluffy highlight brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. This is a number, there's no number, but it's from BH Cosmetics, fluffy highlight brush. I'm going to dip into it, just going to give it a little swirl, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to lightly, hello. Always forget how crazy this one is. But we're going full glam, and it's a holiday look, so we want to shine. So we're packing that on because that's just how I like it. And if you don't, that's totally fine too. You don't have to go that crazy. And then I'm going to do my nose because that's what I like, and down my nose a little. My Cupid's bow. Bam. I'm going crazy with this highlighter. I forgot how much I absolutely loved it though. So good, so good, so good. Okay, I'm also going to take a flat, this is just a concealer brush, precision concealer brush, and I'm gonna do a little bit in the brow area just because I like that highlighted brow. I really hope this restocks. If it's, I feel like it's never coming back, and I feel like a butthead for using it, but like I love that in the brow. Okay. And we'll pop some in the inner corners as well. My inner corners are interesting to say the least. They're kind of non-existent, so in what little inner corner I have, I'm just gonna pop that for like a little extra something. Let's throw some lips on and then we're done. This is the Dose of Colors Date Night Red. I absolutely love this one. I'm gonna throw this on really quick. Perfect holiday color. And here's the final look, up close and personal. So thank you guys all so much for being here today with me. It really means a lot that, you know, some of you like to watch my content and see what I come up with next. I just wanted to do a really pretty holiday glam for you guys, and I really wanted to use that glitter, so I'm super excited that I did. If you're interested in any of the products that I used today, I will link them in the description. My sweater is also from River Babe Threads. I will go ahead and link that in the description as well, and where I got my earrings so that you guys know everything that I have on. I will do that in pretty much every video. I will let you guys know what's on my face, what I'm wearing, any jewelry, anything like that. And as always, thank you guys so much for being here, and subscribe if you want to see a new video every Sunday. And I'll see you guys all on the next one. Bye.